Okay guys, and welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. Alright, let's do some work. We need to be able to exit out and take care of many lines of code. So first of all, let's start by exiting out. I'm going to try and take care of the exit first, this very one. If you guys want to follow along, that would be great. Double click on exit. First of all, I'm going to enter try catch, and the try catch is just to guide you in case if there's any error. So that would be, let's enter catch underneath there, and that is going to be exception ex. The exception ex, that is where I'm going to attach my message. Let's say message box dot show, and that is going to be our exception message. So this error message is actually generated by your system, telling you exactly what's going on. Okay, and up here I'm going to then declare the following. Let's say dialog result, and that is going to be I'm going to call it I quit the system. Okay. I quit, that is going to be equals the following: message box dot show, and what I want you to show is something like confirm. So confirm if you want to exit. That is the message that will be displayed. I'm going to enter a comma. So this very first message, that is my first argument. I want to enter 4 arguments. So that's the first one. The second argument is going to be, I'm just going to call that C sharp. Let's say C sharp dialog system. That is my second argument, comma. Third argument, I press enter. I'm just going to call that message box button dot yes or no, because I intend to use one of these. And the fourth argument is going to be message box icon, sorry, and the icon that I intend to use is question mark. End that with semicolon. Now come right down here and use conditional statement. If, and open up a bracket, I quit equals, so if I quit equals dialog result dot yes. There. So what I just want the system to do is close. I'm going to enter application dot exit. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to accept the close. Let's see what close we do. So in that case, I'm going to come in there and just say close. Yeah, I've never used it here. There's no point lying. I've never used it in here. I've always used application.exit. So close. Let's see what close we do. I'm going to save that, run it. But just for your information, the other alternative I always use is application.exit. So I'm going to run it and let's see how the close is going to work. Okay, I'm going to click on exit. Now the system is now asking me confirm if you want to exit. That is my first argument. This is the second argument, the title, and this is the third argument, and this is the fourth argument. If I said no, I stayed within the system. So let's assume I say yes. I'm going to say yes. There, I close just works exactly the same way with application.exit. So that's cool. That's another new thing that I've learned thanks to 2022 Visual Studio. Okay, I'm now going to copy this btn exit I'm going to copy that because I want to call that. I want to call this function right inside this dialog here. If you come right here, remember this, drop it down, double click on exit. There, I'm just going to paste that in there, but the only bit that I need is going to be sender. And who am I sending? Comma E. There, enter semicolon. I've just called the function in here now. Right here. Look at it. Look at the way it was called. Simple. So run that just to make sure that works as well. Click on file. Click on exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. There we go. That is fine. So let's take care of another very easy one. The next one we take care of, let's take care of this. Reset. Double click on reset. So to reset, I'm going to call each of my components. Let's say CB. Okay, CB gender. Okay, I'm going to select index 0. Okay, so tab to index 0. Why am I tabbing to index 0? Let me show it to you guys. If I come in here now, select that, and let's come right here. If we click on item, click on that, this is in index 0 right there, and this is index 1 and index 2. Okay, so I've just selected index 0. Index 0 has nothing. Let's see, why is this one not popping up? Okay, it has no name, so let's call it CBO pay ref. Good, that one is there as well. So will this one have an index? I don't know, it might not have an index because I'm going to, yeah, I can populate it in here. Yeah, I can just add all the data in there. So make sure I'm going to select it. But first of all, let's come back in here and just take care of this reset first. Paste that in there. Dot select. I'm going to make that index 0 as well because I'm going to leave a space in there for that. Very good. So let's go to any of the text box. Address dot clear. Fine. Now I think I have about 21 or so. The next one is employer clear. TXT full name clear. TXT postcode clear. Okay, so you can say clear, or you can always say dot text equals clear, just like that. Okay, now the next one is going to be the LBLs. Deduction. Copy this and just paste that in there. In the case of label, let's see, I don't think label has any function, any method called clear. I think it only has dot text. Dot text. There, we clear it like that. So that is labels taken care of. That's one of them. LBL, I do have a lot of these labels. There, LBL. The next one is net pay. LBL followed by code. LBL number. NI number. LBL. NI payment. Then we have LBL pension. Paste. LBL pensionable pay. LBL student loan. There. LBL tax. LBL taxable. LBL tax code. LBL tax period. Paste. So like I said, most of it is just LBL. Then we have, oh, that is it. I think that's all there is to it. Alright, now I'm meant to be able to clear the payslip as well. So dot clear, that is my rich text box. Okay, but I think I have a feeling I haven't finished everything. Let's see, there's no name in here as well, so that's meant to be LBL wage. That's a wage reference. Okay, I'm missing that as well. Go back in there and just paste that underneath here. Dot text equals, there we go. And I can't see anything to do with the gross pay and so on, so I'm going to copy these three. It's going to give me error anyway, but I'll change it in there. So paste those are the text box, so let's paste them here. And I'm going to change this to gross pay. There's no gross pay in the system. I'm going to go and name that. Then basic pay or basic salary. Then I have overtime. There we go. Those are missing. So I'm going to go back here and just get those ones sorted. Overtime. There. Nope, that's not overtime. That should be TXT overtime. There we go. Basic. TXT basic salary. And what did I call this one? Do I have a gross pay? Let's see, gross pay. No. Oh, this one should be city wages. Okay, city wages. Select this one. L is not, yeah, it's a TXT. TXT city wage. Okay, city wages. Alright, go back in there and just change that one to TXT city wages. And that is it. I can now officially say Claire is taken care of. Okay, and you can also add try catch just in case if there's any error, so that is sorted. So let's say try paste and just paste all of them in here. There we go. There. So the try catch statement is there to handle whatever error. So the reset is officially taken care of as well. Now let's take care of this pay reference. Double click on that. Okay, for the reference, what I want to do now is, you see, when you click on this button, I want it to generate some random number for the wage reference. So let's go back in there. So I'm going to have to use the random function. But first of all, let's create random object. So I'm just going to call a rand. That will be equals new random function. Now let's say LBL wage reference. The text that only accepts text, so I would first of all have to convert that. So let's say convert dot string, and what am I converting? That is going to be the random dot. Next, and I'm going to give you some values. Let's say about 12,000 plus up to 254,000, whatever. Yeah, that will do. There. So that we have to generate one value between 12,000 plus and 254. Okay, so let's try that out now and see, then we'll take it from there. Let's see now. Okay, so if we click that, you see that, so that generates some random value as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to need the system to also automatically generate value for me, I'm going to copy this and I'll paste that inside payments. I'm going to be using that shortly. Get rid of this. There we go. Alright, we're going to be using this very shortly. So we'll come back to this. Now let's do one thing. I'll be back here. Let's do one thing. So we've taken care of 1, 2, and 3. These two are very important. I don't want to rush them. So let's go into project here. Okay, click on project. And we now want to add. You see where we have manage NuGet package. Click on that. Once that opens, go straight to the browser. Inside the browser, we type in OLEDB. There we go. Okay, that's the driver that I need. So select that and click on install. Click on OK. There, we're now installing that particular driver. Okay, we finished with that. So I'm going to go straight to the form. Now what we want to do is, inside the code view, make sure you select that, go right up in here, okay, right underneath here. Okay, so we now want to import the following. So I'm going to say using system dot data dot OLEDB. That is it right there. Okay, I've imported that. Brilliant. Now you need this for your database to work, because we're going to be using Access database. Now let's go back in here. I want to do one thing. You see the server right here, you should be able to see it. Server Explorer. Click on the Server Explorer, and right inside the Server Explorer, okay, select connect to database. If you don't have your Server Explorer here, it should be right here inside the tools, and that is it, connect to database. Okay, if you click on connect to database, it will open up a dialog for you. That is the dialog that opens up. Inside this dialog, this is the driver you're looking for the data source. Okay, if that's the wrong one, all you need to do is click on change and select the one that you want. That's the one I'm going to be using. Now I will then browse. Okay, click on browse to locate where my database is, and right here, that is my file. Double click on that, and that's the database. Select the database, click on open. Now one more thing left. You see here we have advanced. Click on the advanced, or to be on the safe side, test it out to make sure the text, okay, text connection succeeded. That is fine. Now click on advanced. With the advanced, we now want to copy the location of the database. Okay, that is it right here. Look at it. Okay, select it, right click and copy. Click on OK. Get rid of this admin username, admin, get rid of that, and click on OK. So we now know the location of our database, and it's been copied. Right, that is it right there. So we can now minimize this and go back straight into our coding area. Double click on the form, or just click on form and go straight to the coding area. Now right underneath of public partial class, I'm going to create the objects. I'll say OL EDB connect, and now I'm going to give it a name. I'll call it con equals new OLD EDB connection, and in there we have these brackets. So inside this bracket, enter the speech mark. Right inside that very speech mark, that's where I'm going to paste my copied address, but I will have to enter at. There we go, just paste that in there. That is the copied address for my database. Look at that. So you're going to have to look at it like this, because if I did take it to the next line, I believe I will end up with an error. Let's see. Well, let's see, it might work. If it worked, then so be it. So let's see. If it gives me error, then I'll return it back to one single line. Alright, that's the address of my database. Okay, I kind of like curious to try this out, because I don't think it will work with these two lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the form, and let's use try cache, and let's just copy this message here, paste it right in there, and in here I will enter connect dot open. That's all. And let's enter a message box to make that work for me. So I can just enter in here a message box that will display and tell me connection successful or whatever. Connection, let's say is successful. If that doesn't work, or if there's an error, at least this will let me know. So let's run it and see. Run. Oh, okay, could not find installable ISAM. Okay, then we have an error. So let's go back in here. So the system did not crash, but this error handler generated an error for me. That's brilliant. So let's go back up here. So me breaking it into two lines is not allowed. So let's bring it back in one single line. There. So have a good look at the connection there. Okay, that is my connection. So I'm now going to run it. Run. So your connection would definitely be different from mine. Let's see, look at that. Connection is successful. So 2 lines is not allowed. Alright, now okay, let's take care of this text box before we continue. First of all, I'm going to enter some value in there for the calculations, and I'm going to assign, okay, text, let's align it to the right. I want to repeat the same thing for the other one. Align right. Okay, repeat the same thing for these. Align it right and enter value in there. Okay, so that will take care of any error that might come into place. But at the same time, I want to use an event when the mouse goes on top of it, that is mouse enter. I want this to disappear and the cursor to start flashing in here. Okay, so double click on that. I'm going to change the event to mouse enter. Let's see. Oh, I think I'm wrong. We cannot get the event here. So this is not Visual Basic. Let's go back out. Select this and let's go straight to event here. Mouse enter. Double click on mouse enter. That's the event I was looking for. So in here, I'm going to enter the following. Let's grab hold of this. I'm going to use an if statement, also referred to as conditional statement. So in there I'm going to say if txt city wage.text, if that is equals equals, okay, or /txt dot text equals with £, then I want the system to do as follows: txt.text equals cleared. Delete whatever is in there, and at the same time I want the txt to get focus. So let's say dot focus. There we go. So that's the very first one taken care of. Now that is mouse enter. What about mouse leaves? Check this out. With the mouse enter, let's run it and you see what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to get rid of this because I just use that for an experiment. So mouse enter. When mouse leaves, look at it. Mouse is left and nothing happened. So when mouse leave, I want it to default back to 0, 0. So I'm going to copy this and let's select that. Come in here, that is mouse leave. Double click on mouse leave. Paste that in there. When mouse, if this one equals nothing, we want it to default back to, let's get rid of all of this. We want it to default back to 0.00 and get rid of this. We don't need to get it focused. Right, that is that. So now run it. Let's mouse enter. This is mouse leave. So let's see what's gonna happen. Like I said, this has to go there. So you see that, guys? So that is fine. So let's repeat the same thing for the other two. But before that, I don't want that message to appear for now. So get rid of this. I don't really need it anymore. I only use it to test the program. There we go. If I need it, I will enable it back. Now let's go to the next one here, this very one. So mouse enter, double click on mouse enter. Now mouse enter, I might as well get hold of all of this and just change it around. Mouse enter, paste that in there and change all of the content to basic salary, and this as well. And that is that taken care of. There we go. Now mouse leaves. Let's go back in there. Double click on mouse leaves. Mouse leave. So if that is empty, let's grab all of that. If it's empty, I think it's advisable you undo that. It's advisable you actually tie error handler to it. There. Okay, I'm going to grab hold of error handler here. Just going to copy all of this and paste them inside an error handler. Get rid of all of these. The error handler is very handy anytime you run into problems. So I'm going to copy this because I'll need it again. Now move this there. Okay, so that is the if, and that's fine. Alright, repeat the same thing for these other ones. Paste and grab hold of this error handler, or grab hold of the statement and just dump it in there. Repeat the same thing for this one as well. Paste, grab this, drop it there, and finally this one. Yes, it does look like extra coding, but you saw what happened when the connector was on double line, there was an error, and the error handler just handled the whole problem for me. So that's why it's actually advisable you use that. Okay, that is fine. Look at it. Okay, it's not difficult. See, now let's take care of the last one. This is the last one. Select that, come in here, mouse enter, double click on that. Because we're starting that one afresh, just paste in error handler and use the same method in there. So if txt overtime the text, if that is equals, or that should be equals 0.00, yeah, or I'm going to copy that, or equals with the pounds, then what do we want the system to do? We want the system to clear everything out and set the focus. txt dot focus. There we go. That is that taken care of as well. Now that's mouse enter. What about mouse leaves? So with the mouse leaves, I'm going to copy all of this. Go back in here, make sure it's selected, mouse leaves, double click on that, paste. When the mouse leaves, if it's empty, if that is empty, no, if it's equals, yeah, if it's equals empty, we want this to change back to 0.00. Get rid of focus there. That is it, done. Okay guys, so have a good look at the lines of code that was used. Let's get rid of this. Look at it. Take it from the very first one. city wages. That's mouse enter. Mouse leaves for city wages. Mouse enter for basic pay. And mouse leave for basic pay. Mouse enter for overtime. Mouse leave for overtime. There, that's it. Run. There we go. Mouse enter, mouse leave, enter, leave, enter, leave. That's brilliant. With that guys, I'm gonna call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.